Over to race number 6, and this the running of the Sam Shing handicap over the 1400 for the Class 4. Cigar Buddies has replaced Casa de Force at the top of the book, and the hood goes on Cigar Buddies for his second start. Have fun together. Second start since July, was a 1400 metre winner 2 starts ago. He's a beauty, draws perfectly in 2. He's the one to beat with a clean break. Perfect pair. Second start for Jimmy Ting, set out Class 4 favourite at his previous Sha Tin start. Carefree Prince, drawn out in 12, will go forward. Star winner first start of 3 trials, no real standouts amongst them. All for St Paul's is racing well. Noted Antoine dropped his whip at the 200 metres last start. Speed Feifei has been ridden forward at all 3 appearances in blinkers and Spicy Grill. He drops 4 pounds and he's had some traffic issues in the straight at his last 2 when making some grounds. Speed map, Tom.
Having a look here, we've got Carefree Prince now with the defection of Casa de Force. That makes it a bit easier for Alfie Chan with Carefree Prince off the front, and we know that he can be dangerous up there. Speed Feifei again has got the blinkers on and has been racing forward. Also for St Paul's has been handy in most of his runs. Now Cigar Buddies gets in there here. Look, he's got some speed, but he was a little bit slow away from the start last time out, which was the reason why he did settle back on that occasion. Cigar Buddies, Eptowin's perfect pair might find it a little tough. Winning Controller, have fun together. Spicy Grill back there as well, but Carefree Prince should be able to find the front here.
Here is He's a Beauty. He goes nicely in his work. Another horse who's going really well at the moment. He'll come up favourite. He did it in his last start and ran really nicely. It's the one in the front. In front of Monkey Jewelry, so nice piece from him. All for St Paul's, he's going to find it a lot easier now that Casa de Force has come out, because as we saw that speed map, he can get across outside the leader with Antoine Hamlin aboard, and his last 2 runs have been good, so he's on the improve, and he has improved track work as well. Eptowin's, he's still a maiden. Eptowin's, Zach Purdon is sticking with him though. Barrier 10, just a little bit awkward for him, but should settle midfield. And he looks good in his work, but he normally does in the mornings. He's a good track worker normally.
We'll have a look at a replay of Eptowin's shortly also. Firstly, though, it's back to Cigar Buddy's debut. Tommy ran 8th in this. What do you make of the run?
Yeah, well, he ran on well first up. I thought he had barrier number 2 on that occasion. As I mentioned, he was a little bit slow away from the start, but in his trials he had shown a little bit of speed. He's got the hood going on. Ricky Yu, Karis Teton. He'll have the services of gate number 1, and he wasn't the worst here on debut, I thought, making up a little bit of ground here behind Yi Chong Pegasus late. Yeah,
it wasn't a bad run from him. He's got the hood coming on second start as well, so yeah, I thought it was a nice enough from him. And look, I'm going to throw him in on a very minor line.
We've got 4 out of the next replay that line up in this race, including what will be the favourite, He's a Beauty. Now, the starts, he's been much better recently, Paul.
Yeah, look, he's had excuses with the starts, hasn't he? But it's his own fault. He's sort of plays up a little bit. So you are taking a little bit on trust there with him. It was a nice run here behind Classic Posh. Hit the line strongly. I thought also from Paul's went a good race as well, because Antoine Hamlin dropped the whip there at the 200. You could just see it go flying there. So he didn't really have the... He was just pushing him out in the last little bit there as well. So nice run from both those two.
He's a Beauty definitely jumped better last time out. Still not the quickest away, but he has jumped better last time out. The other one coming through that race, off St Paul's, I'd be certainly throwing him in. And did entertain the thought of Speed Feifei as well, because he's actually improved, I think, in his last few runs. Benno Jung, Vincent Ho jumping on board to Speed Feifei this time round. He should be fairly handy from gate number 3.
He wears the blinkers again, does Speed Feifei. His perfect pair, Tom. This was at Happy Valley. Was sent out favourite 2 starts ago. This was his first start for Jimmy Ting.
Yeah, so Jimmy has obviously got something to click with this horse, because he did run well first up and there was some merit in it. Just this time round for me, it was gate number 14, which was the real negative, Paul.
Yeah, he looks like he's going to be wide towards the back. He can't seem to get in. That's the query I had with him, so I didn't put him in. But he is capable on his day, and Ting did get him going really well for his debut run for the stable.
Eptowin's, gets back and runs on. The scratching of Casa de Force. Well, mind you, he went forward this night, so he showed some versatility here. Paul, where do you have him placed on Sunday?
Yeah, well, this is the thing with him. He can be a little bit tricky. He's got drawn barrier 10, so it's going to be a little bit awkward for him. I mean, Zach will obviously talk to the connections, David Hall. I wouldn't be surprised they sort of settle in midfield and try and slot in. I've got him in on a minor line. He's still one of these long-standing maidens, though.
Yeah, he's had 13 starts, although I think he's going a bit better in the stable now with David Hall. He hit the front in the straight, just knocked off late. Of course, we've seen Lightning Steed come out of that race and since win, so he's definitely in the mix for mine.
He's currently at 7.6 is Epta Wins. These selections from you, Mr. Lally.
Yeah, I'm going to go with all for St Paul's. I think he'll come up at a decent price. He's 17 to 1 at the moment, so he'll be my each-way play for the meeting. And he should be able to get across nicely now from barrier 11, like the fact that Casa de Force has come out. He's a beauty. Will start a short price favourite. There's no question. It's just a matter of whether he can put everything together on the day. Epta Wins and Cigar Buddies. 9, 4, 10 and 1. Happy to go 9 each way though, Tom.
I'm going with the favourite. He's a beauty. Surely a winner's going to come sooner rather than later for him. John Size and Joe Moreira, as I mentioned before, jumped a bit better last time out, a bit wide at the 600, but tried hard behind Classic Posh. 10 goes in, Epta Wins. He's been there or thereabouts. Ran second last time out, just knocked off late. All for St Paul's goes in. The other one I found a spot for was Unicorn Baby, dropping in grade. 1 for 1 in class 4. And, of course, has won over the distance. And I thought he kept on all right last time out. He does have the apprentice claim to bring him down from being near the top weight with 132. So only carries 127, but was only beaten 2 3/4 last start. So 4, 10, 9 and 2.
Victor Wong is that apprentice that takes the £5 off for Richard Gibson on Unicorn Baby. 6 down here on Racing to Win. There's still plenty more to preview.